It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Follow the sound of the cutest baby laughing in the world. Welcome back. You're live with Expresso as we celebrate our 8th birthday. But let's dial back the clock. Of course, there are some new parents out there, or parents soon to be, that will be celebrating some amazing new arrivals. And then you're going to be asking yourself these questions, Mr. Robbie Cruz, like, what should I be doing to get my baby to eat properly? Is he eating too much? Is she eating too little? Am I getting it right? Am I failing as a parent? Am I crushing it? Well, to help us answer some of these very important questions, Paediatric dietitian Kath Megaw, one of the best in the biz, is here. Kath, we love to have you here. So, Robbie, Kath, Robbie.
Hi,
Nice to meet you. I'll take any advice. I'm a month away from my life changing.
I know, the most amazing journey, but
I'm excited.
awesome.
So, I mean, you must weigh in at any point if anything makes you really, really nervous, because I know there's a lot of big questions.
All of
yeah?
this.
All of it. And then you're doing just
Yeah.
fine. I think the first thing that you're going to know is because a baby cries, that's all they've got in their little tool of their like communications tool bag. So, when do you know that your baby is actually hungry, Kath?
I think that's one of the biggest challenges that new parents face, and I find often it can lead to a bit of overfeeding, especially your breastfed babies, because you don't actually have mills to go by. So the bottle-fed babies tend to be a little bit more structured, and the moms feel a bit more confident, whereas the parents of a baby that's breastfed, they're not too sure. So you've got to learn that cry. But there's two things to look for. If you've recently fed them, and you're happy that they've had okay, and their nappies changed, and that they probably are crying for another reason, either a cuddle or that they're tired. So you will kind of go through your checklist of things and then see. And if your feed has just been like in the last hour to an hour and a half in a newborn, they probably are not hungry. But if you're getting closer to 2.5 to 3 hours, then you probably can say that they need food.
I need to write this down. I'm looking for something.
I've been taking mental notes. I'll give you my handbook. And these segments do, we joke about it, become quite self-indulgent, because I'm always like, our viewers would like to know, Kath.
Meanwhile,
And maybe this is something I can put to you, and both of you can weigh in. Is this something that you guys have spoken about? Because I know it's so different for every couple, and there is no right or wrong way. Do you go breastfeeding? Do you go bottle? Is that something that you guys are speaking about?
I think the big thing is, and you mentioned it as well earlier to me, is everyone's got an opinion. So everyone, you need to do this, you need to do that. You're a bad parent, Graham, for doing this and that. I think the kid, like, the best advice I've gotten is that the kid's going to teach you what you need to know about it. You know what I mean? So it's a little girl. I don't know girls, so we'll see how that goes.
I know that, Tara, as well.
It's going to
I
be
thought,
interesting, but I'm excited for it, you know? It's not like we tried to get pregnant and then, I don't want it anymore.
I think that's so important, that intuitive and letting your baby guide the process with your intuition. And I think a lot of the advice and the input on the medical world and the information out there has almost made parents fear listening to their own intuition.
Yeah, trust your gut, yeah.
And trust your gut. And if you get back to that, I find parenting takes on a whole different face, because you actually trust your baby and yourself. And it becomes a lot more fun, as opposed to this guilt that you feel constantly.
Let's start with the idiot's guide here for the two of us. Then, what is baby not allowed? What are those things that you really do as a dietitian yourself, try to put out there within the community of new parents?
Because everyone tells you what to do and what not to do.
Yeah,
You're
exactly,
a pro.
right.
I'll listen to you.
So, I mean, if you look at from the breastfeeding side, definitely give it a good go, because it is obviously nature's choice of food. And it's something you really want to get going. But it's important that the mom eats a varied diet and eats as much variety as possible from all range of different food groups. That's really, so that we don't restrict moms like we used to in the past, because that also makes breastfeeding more sustainable. When she feels so deprived, she also eventually thinks, this is for the birds, because although it's natural, it doesn't always come that naturally. If you can't, there are amazing formula options out there. When it comes to solid introduction, you want to try and give your baby as natural food as possible, as close to nature, and kind of follow that 80-20 rule most of the time. 80% go for natural, in-season, healthy fruits, veggies, proteins, good grains, and then try and avoid like your highly refined foods and your sugary foods. You don't actually have to train your child how to eat treats and foods. They do that naturally.
Luckily, generations have come before us.
Yeah.
I know you were wanting to know, can you drink while your wife is breastfeeding?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Is it your- is
you
it
are allowed
encouraged?
alcohol. Unfortunately, wives, you are not allowed alcohol while you're breastfeeding. But we're going to open the lines. We've got another segment coming your way, 021-430-9881. If you especially are an expectant parent, please give us a shout if you've got any questions. And congratulations again,
Thank
man.
you, sir.
You're going to be such a good dad.
Oh.
So good, man.
Pampers, wishing you love, sleep and play.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back. That cute little laughter means only one thing, it's baby talk. We've got Robbie Cruz and, of course, Kath Megaw here. We are talking babies. We are talking about eating this morning. And, of course, we're opening the lines to you guys to give us a shout, 021-430-9881. We've got Taryn on the line right now from PE. Very good morning, Taryn.
Everyone.
Morning. Are you a parent, a new parent, an expectant parent?
Yes, I'm a new parent.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And I'm busy breastfeeding now. I've just got a question.
Go ahead, yeah.
Regarding specific foods that you shouldn't eat while breastfeeding. I've read up that stuff like chocolate, onions, citrus fruit should be avoided. Stuff like that could maybe give the baby gas. I just wanted to know if there is specific foods that we shouldn't be eating while we're breastfeeding.
Fantastic question.
Good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that question. It's so nice to debunk all those myths because you really need to eat all the foods you mentioned you can eat. So you can definitely go and have that orange, fry up some onions, and then end with a piece of chocolate. Your baby will not end up being uncomfortable, gassy, or anything from those foods. Remember, your breast milk is actually an amazing filter. It's even a better filter system than the umbilical cord system.
Wow.
So you really need to eat a good, healthy, varied diet and go and enjoy those foods, Taryn.
Taryn, is it a boy, girl?
It's a little girl.
Robbie here is gushing. He's expecting a little girl as well. So,
Yes. Shane, congratulations.
Thank you, Taryn. Thank you.
so
Good luck on that side.
Sorry, man. And if
Fire away.
there is time,
Yeah.
just if you can address it, if you have an oversupply of milk, is there a way that you can maybe decrease your milk supply without getting engorgement? Because if you use a breast pump, then it thinks that your baby's drinking more milk. So how do you actually decrease if you've got an oversupply in one breast without getting engorgement?
Well, that's awesome that you've got rather be on that end than the other end, but I do understand, and we definitely want to avoid you being engorged. So you can express a little bit. The key is not to over-express, but expressing does help just relieve it a little bit. So if after a feed you still find that there's a lot available, then express a little bit, store it, use it for those times when your milk supply might drop, because that can happen. So our milk supply goes up and down in peaks and valleys. And really, there's not much else you can do if you're one of those moms that just have an abundance of milk. So stimulation, as you say, will increase it, but just keep it to a minimal then post-breastfeeding.
Taryn, thank you so much. You completely hijacked our segment, but you were amazing. So thank you so much, and congratulations. I really hope that this next phase is just magical, which I'm sure it really will be. Kath, can we maybe jump forward? Because the introduction of solids becomes quite a complicated part of the process, and you know, I just remember Jack just looking at me going like, oh.
That's how you do it.
When do we start thinking about moving from whether we're formula or breast milk kind of feeding onto the solid? What are those cues?
So basically, from an age point of view, your baby's digestive system is mature between 4 and 6 months of age. I normally suggest to parents from about 3 months, start having your baby consciously around you eating, because the only way your baby gave you those signals was because he was around you eating.
The mirror neurons,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that is one of the cues that he might give you. You might find that you can increase the milk, but it just never satisfies your baby. So he's just hungrier than what you can actually provide with the milk. Between 4 and 6 months of age, able to sit supported. He doesn't have to sit on his own, but he can be sit supported and at least have good neck control, because it's very difficult to feed a baby who's still very
Neck
fluffy.
muscles, yeah.
So you do want those neck muscles to be a bit strong. So that's a physiological cue. Yeah, an interest, and then just have your baby around the smells and that sort of thing, and you can just start then feeding.
This is lovely, eh? This
Did
is
you see what I
lovely.
mean? Self-indulgent, bro.
Best trip to Cape Town yet so
And
far.
you're down here almost every weekend, buddy, so please, whenever you want to come in here. But you're going to be a fantastic dad.
Yeah,
thank
You're a
you.
lovely
Yeah,
guy, which
thank
means
you.
you guys are going to absolutely
Oh,
crush it,
boy.
man. And luckily, they are little human beings who are pretty good at taking care of themselves a lot of the time. But you just trust your gut and trust each other. You'll be just fine, Kath.
absolutely.
We love you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
This
thanks
has been
for having me,
wonderful.
and happy birthday.
From the first moment, everything that touches your baby should be this comforting. That's why Pampers, the #1 choice of paediatricians, brings you premium care, now lined with our softest comfort and best skin protection. So every touch is as comforting as the first. Pampers, wishing you love, sleep and play.